we're about to go live to our political editor, Claire Trevett, who has been in a budget lockup in Parliament for almost 4 hours now, going over all of this year's budget details. We then will go to Grant Robertson, Finance Minister in the House, as he delivers this budget for the first time publicly. But I know we have Claire on the line, so Claire, take it away. What's in this year's budget?
Yeah, well, it was billed as no frills, and it had as many frills as a concrete post. If you're the parent of a small child, rejoice, because the cost of living package is very much targeted at parents and families, and it isn't that generous. It is, they are expanding early childhood education, 20 hours free to 2-year-olds, to include those, so that'll save parents of 1-year-olds currently about $130 a week. It doesn't kick in until 2024, however. They are also making public transport free for all primary school aged children and half price for anyone who's aged under 25, aimed at benefiting secondary school students and tertiary students, of course. And they are removing the $5 co-charge on prescriptions for everybody who needs them. And those are the key elements of the cost of living package. As signalled, it's very much aimed at making things a bit cheaper for people rather than giving people money to kind of spend as they want. Grant Robertson made it clear his main aim was trying to keep inflation on as damp as he possibly could, because the best way to help with the cost of living is to bring inflation down. On the forecast, that's due to get back to the 3% kind of Reserve Bank threshold by September next year. The mystery tax, there was some promotion around what tax changes there might be in the budget, and that tax is they're increasing the trustee tax rate to 39%, so it is equal with the top income tax rate, and that is aimed at stopping people setting up trusts and taking in their income via a trust to try and avoid that top tax rate. That's expected to net them about $1 billion over 3 years, so about $335 million a year. In the little surprise announcements, Te Matatini finally has a massive funding increase. That's get $34 million over 2 years, so it's now on slightly more than the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra. So that's a little win for the Māori caucus. And on infrastructure, there is a massive $70 billion spending over the next few years on infrastructure, and they've set up a special resilience infrastructure fund separate to that, which has an initial $6 billion in, which is aimed at improving after the flooding and Cyclone Gabriel, repairing all that infrastructure, telecommunications, the electricity infrastructure and the roads. The initial target of that will be that, and then they will roll it out kind of everywhere to try and improve the resilience of infrastructure worldwide. As for the rest, the butter was spread very, very thinly over a very, very big piece of bread. So there's small increases in a lot of places, nothing outstanding, nothing that delivers to all voters, and no extra for the kinds like superannuitants and beneficiaries. If they're looking for much, they pretty much got what they were going to get earlier in the year. Grant Robertson pointed very much to the unexpected cost of Cyclone Gabriel as a factor in it, adding a significant $9 to $14 billion worth to what the government has to foot of that, and the need to get inflation back down is a reason not to splash up large, even in an election year. So the budget was aimed very much at those factors, and that is it in a nutshell.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.